Doing business with the city and the county of San Francisco can sometimes be, well, frustrating, especially for small businesses that often have to jump through unnecessary bureaucratic hurdles and hoops.
The Board of Supervisors is now considering a proposal to streamline the process for projects under a certain price tag.
ABC 7 News Building a Better Bay Area reporter Leanne Melendez is here to explain how this might work, Leanne.
Right, and it hasn't worked for a lot of people. Yeah. And that's because it usually takes months and months and so much paperwork that small businesses that want to contract with the city either give up or don't even bother. Small businesses lose out, and in some cases, it ends up costing the city more because there is little competition. There are also so many steps to the process. So take this scenario, for example.
The following example is fictional and does not depict any actual person or city department.
We put that disclaimer out there because what you are about to see is a hypothetical contract to show you all the steps an outside business has to go through to do business with this city.
We are, I think, among the most difficult governments to contract with, probably in the United States.
Let's say the city administrator has identified the need for a technology consultant. That's step one.
Step 2, prepare solicitation where the department does market research, creates a scope of work, sets qualifications and scoring criteria, and determines which city policies impact this contract. Step 3, approvals. The City Service Commission must approve the scope of work during public hearings, and they only meet twice a month. Then other departments like the city attorney's office will weigh in, and so will the contract monitoring division located in another building. Their motto, quote, "We oversee the city's contracting process to ensure economic justice for all." Step 4, solicitation. Finally, the department is allowed to put the project out to bid. Step 5, meetings with potential bidders to answer any questions they may have. In addition, the department has a public Q&A process. Step 6, evaluate and award. A scoring panel is used to pick the top contender, something like this. Step 7, negotiate contract between the city and the vendor. And there's still Step 8. Even after the negotiations are finalized, a contract must be reviewed by program departments and in some cases by the Office of Contract Administration.
I don't care if you have a $5 contract or a $5 million contract, the steps are all the same.
Paul Pendergast is the president of Build It, a company helping LGBT construction businesses compete when bidding on contracts. The problem, he says, is that when you make the process so cumbersome for small vendors, you dissuade them from even applying.
For small businesses, many times the paperwork that it takes to get from point A to point B can literally be overwhelming, and it distracts people from wanting to do business with the city.
Now for those contracts under $230,000, San Francisco Supervisor Rafael Mandelman wants to simplify the process while also revising or eliminating some of the social policy requirements imposed on them, like, for example, the sweat-free labor ordinance, doing business with entities in Burma, or following the same guidelines that U.S. companies follow in Northern Ireland. Mandelman says it's obvious some of these requirements have nothing to do with the goods and services small businesses provide.
Generally, we're focusing on the lower dollar value contracts because although the dollar value may be low, those account for well more than half of the contracts we enter into and suck up a huge amount of city staff time in processing them. Make San Francisco work.
So San Francisco currently has 31 pages of terms and requirements that small businesses have to review and abide to, just like the big guys. Now, these social policies all started with good intentions, but Supervisor Mandelman says for a catering business, for example, trying to contract with the city, those policies are irrelevant. By the way, Burma is now called Myanmar.
Yeah,
That's how long it's been in the books.
Yeah, just so much red tape for these small operations.
Right.
Thanks,
so
man.
we want to encourage them to do so.
Nice to walk through that. Thank you.
Yeah.